Hey, time is of the essence. I am supposed to meet someone somewhere, so I am going to talk about that once I just get this punched in. Go. Okay. So,
please drive to highlighted route.
don't mind her. She's gonna make noise. Maybe I should mute it for a second. Okay. So, hey, how's it going? I'm here in Houghton, actually. So pretty exciting. I'm actually working on getting into a new apartment. Yeah, so that's pretty sweet, you know? Can't complain about that. So I actually just had an invitation to go get a sandwich with a friend. I have a friend that works at Subway, and another friend is like, hey, you should come, you should go get sandwiches. So I'm off once they know to going to Subway. This isn't sponsored, but you know, Subway's not bad. I have a lot of good memories as a kid with Subway. So yeah, we're about 15 minutes away, so I'm going to be late. But there was a guy in my apartment. I came in, I'm like, oh, the door is open. Like, that's kind of weird, you know? And then, yeah, I wasn't really sure what to make of that. So I said, I must have left the door open, you know, giving, if anyone was there, giving him a nice chance to say something. And no one said anything. I was like, okay. But then I said, well, I came in and went, well, that's weird, but, you know, said it out loud again. And some dude somewhere in the house is like, hey. I'm like, hey, hi. Turns out that there was a guy there. I don't know what he was doing there, though. So he's like, I'm looking at your furnace. You don't have a carbon monoxide alarm. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, we don't put in carbon monoxide alarms. I'm like, or he's like, the ones that we put in are in the smoke detectors. I'm like, okay. He's like, it's like that way for every apartment. I'm like, all right. So I was a little confused because what is he doing in my apartment if he just needs to tell me that? Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird. Didn't check to see if any of my valuables were stolen. But, you know, chances of that are fairly slim, I guess. But anyhow, I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Should check that when I get back though. Oof. Yeah, no, moving into apartment. It's a crazy life. Cooking, doing lots of cooking. I was really excited last night. I made asparagus, but I put in too much butter, and boy, I felt terrible afterwards. I ate, like, I guess more butter than I usually do. So, side note, there is such a thing as too much butter. I was just trying to keep the pan from burning, but oops. So, you know. But yeah. Oh, yeah, so it's still middle of the pandemic. Things are all right here in Houghton, Hancock, you know, Keweenaw area. Not too many cases. Whenever people service my apartment, they never wear a mask. So that's all right, I guess. I feel like when people come into my apartment and they're not wearing masks, and like, you know, it's fine, I guess. But I do always kind of feel like mentioning, like, you know, the mask thing is to keep others from getting sick in case you're sick. It's not really to protect yourself. right? Like, whatever. I don't care. No, but whatever. I don't have internet in my apartment. That's the problem. Like, my washer was out, and I'm like, I guess I'll just get it fixed sometime. And they're getting it fixed within like 3 or 4 days. Perfect. They ordered a new one. I hope that I needed a new one. Like, it was broken, but yeah. So anyhow, we'll see. I guess it'll work now. I'm a little concerned that they ordered a new one. I'm like, did you try and fix the old one? Like, do you want me to try and fix the old one? If you just pay for the parts, I can probably work on it. I don't know what was wrong. I'm not an expert. But anyhow, don't tell them I actually fixed the drains in my apartment today. I got sick of the whole filling out work orders thing and then getting talked to like I was making trouble. So the drain stoppers, it's a fun little project. Not actually working with live plumbing. You know, you're only working with the drain, so it's not too worrying. That was fun. They weren't working, so like I took them out and I polished them up, soaked them in vinegar, used Barkeeper's Friend, I think is what it's called, to clean them up. And then one of the pieces for the interior part was sawed off, because of course it is. And so I jury-rigged it with rubber bands, because I didn't have some pieces that I needed. So pretty proud of that one, I must say. Ooh. It is now the time that I was supposed to be there. Well, it will be in 1 minute, or less than a minute. You know, though, I am... Sounds like I've been complaining about this apartment. But I'm not. Goodness knows, I appreciate it. I love it, actually. There's like a porch. There's these flower pots. The flower pots were like gross and filled with moss and untended. So the other day, I took out all the moss, which is very sad. Moss is cute. And I tilled all the soil in them. And I went to the store and bought some packets of flower seeds. And I planted flowers. And that was very confusing. I bought like a mix of flowers. And they said, plant 4 times the depth, 4 times the width of the seed. So I was like looking, and there's like all these different sizes of seeds, and I thought maybe thered be like 10 seeds or something, but there was a lot of really small seeds and a few big seeds. I was very confused. So I kind of ended up just trying my best, but I don't think that I did a very good job planting them. So I hope that they grow, because I like flowers. I need to buy a flower vase so that I can put flowers in it. In a book that I read when I was a kid, there was a series called Ranger's Apprentice, and Will, who's one of the characters, no, maybe it's Halt. I'm not really sure. Hey, the wise old sage dude who also has a bow and is an expert and is just generally chill. Kind of rough and tumble guy, but like cool dude, you know, wouldn't mind being him. Anyhow, he always has cut flowers inside because they bring like a little burst of life around, and that resonated with me when I was a kid. So actually, my first read through, I didn't even read that. Second read through of the first few books of the series, I was like, oh hey, he has cut flowers. Like, what a contrast to what people might think of him. Because contrasts are fun, so